Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jeremy Sadowski, and I'm here to bring you exciting Maricosta Mustang 2019 varsity football. Tonight, the Mustangs travel to Lawndale to take on the Lusinger Olympians. Back in the late 80s, when I played Mustang football, Lusinger was a powerhouse in the South Bay, but that has all changed. Since the CIF has restructured the playoff format, the Bay League is made up of several divisions. Of course, Palos Verdes is in Division 4, Maricosta and Redondo are in Division 6, Peninsula is in Division 10, Lusinger's in Division 12, and Centennial is in Division 14. The top half of the Bay League, consisting of Palos Verdes, Maricosta, and Redondo, is quite competitive each season for that Bay League title. However, the bottom half of the Bay League has not been in contention over the last several years, and it is quite unfair to them to be in the same league as the Division 4 and Division 6 teams when you're in Division 10, Division 12, and Division 14. However, that is just my opinion. Going into this contest, Lusinger is 3-4, and they had a loss versus San Fernando to start 22-14. Then they defeated Torrance 48-0, followed by a loss at Lawndale 35-8. Then they defeated rival Hawthorne 38-6, and then defeated Santa Fe 14-0 prior to starting the Bay League with losses at Peninsula 20-0 and at Redondo 24-6. The Mustangs entered this contest with a 4-3 record. The Mustangs started off the season with a loss at Paramount 48-21, followed by a loss at St. Francis 23-21. Then the Mustangs defeated Mayfair on the road 37-26, and then the Mustangs finally had their first home game with a victory versus El Segundo 52-7, followed by another home victory versus West Torrance to finish non-league play 41-14. The Mustangs then started Bay League play on the road versus Palos Verdes with a loss 34-9, followed by a home victory versus Peninsula last week by a score of 35-28. The Mustangs are still in pursuit of a Bay League title. However, with that loss to Palos Verdes to start Bay League action, the Mustangs will need some help from their Bay League opponents to defeat Palos Verdes, and the Mustangs will have to run the table to get a share of that Bay League title. This game is also very important for the Mustangs' playoff picture. The more wins the Mustangs can get under their belt in Bay League action, the better their seeding will be in Division 6, especially with rival Redondo now in Division 6 also. The Mustangs definitely want to finish off this Bay League season strong, if not with a Bay League title, but at least a second place finish with a victory over rival Redondo. As the captains meet at midfield for the Mustangs is number 63, Hank Dunlap, number 2, Jackson Fisher, number 55, Rashad Lawrence, and number 30, David Bogdanowicz. The referee is getting ready to toss the coin to start tonight's contest. Lusinger has won the toss and will defer to the second half. The Mustangs will defend the west end zone and will receive the ball to start tonight's game. Captains wish each other luck, and we are getting ready for Week 3 of Bay League football action. It'll be interesting to see how the Mustangs deal with some key injuries on the offensive side of the ball. Of course, the running backs Cage Gagan and Ryan Moreno will not participate in tonight's contest, as well as the big tight end Danny Millay. So the other players that will have to step up in their absence will be Bryce Carlisle from the running back position, as well as Thomas Southey, Kian Tofigi, Richard Kick from the receiving corps. And here come your 2019 Maricosta Mustangs. Looking at Olympian Field here, it reminds me of the old field at Waller Stadium, as you see that bare spot near the middle of the field. However, at Waller Stadium, that middle of the field was quite pronounced as a hill. And in the east end zone, there was quite a swampy area. So it'll be interesting to see if the field has any advantage for the Olympians. Of course, you know, back in the old days, the saying was 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and that pretty much was replaced by 3 yards in a cloud of black rubber pellets. As the kick is off, and it is going to be returned by number 8, Bryce Carlisle. He is going to get it past the 20-yard line, it looks like, to start the Mustangs' first possession tonight. Mustangs start from their own 25. Trips right formation. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it and complete it to his right. And that was complete to number 11, Kian Tofigi, out to the 40-yard line, or just shy of the 40-yard line, as we see head coach Don Morrow back calling the offensive plays for the Mustangs. Last year, Coach Morrow called the defensive plays in Ray Lee's absence, as we see another pass completed to Tofigi over the middle.
Reception, number 11.
Good for a Mustang first down at about the Mustang 47-yard line. Mustangs moving the ball pretty good so far here in their first possession. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, and that ball was nearly intercepted by number 22 of the Olympians. That was Malik Brown, the sophomore, nearly had an interception. Tight 4 receiver set, man in motion from left to right into a trips right formation. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his right and complete it again, this time to number 32, the sophomore sensation, Kel Marsh. Kel has definitely stepped up this season, putting up some big numbers as a sophomore. Last time a sophomore receiver put up numbers like Marsh was a couple seasons ago when Brody McKinnon did so. Nice duck move under a tackle is Bryce Carlisle, and he breaks free through the middle. He might go all the way, and it looks like he might be stopped short and is stopped just shy of the end zone. That's going to be first and goal from about the 6-inch line, it looks like. Let's take another look at this play. As Bryce tries to go to the left, ducks under a tackle, goes around the right end, and then cuts it through the middle. He got some great blocks by his offensive line, and he nearly took it to the house, just shy. And that will set up a first and goal situation. Offset left, power I formation. Whitney under center. He's going to hand the ball off to Carlisle, and he goes pretty much untouched up the middle for a Mustangs touchdown. Again, great job by that Mustang interior line. Great blocks on the play by Sam Michael, by Hank Dunlap and the crew, blasting that hole open for Carlisle as Thomas Southey comes on and kicks the extra point. So the Mustangs will take a 7-0 lead here with 10 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. Southey set to kick off for the Mustangs. And this is a high end-over-ender taken about the 2-yard line. And that is Amos still on his feet, finally getting knocked out of bounds.
About a 10-yard return for number 7, Eric Amos.
Coach Ray Lee, of course, is back calling defensive plays after a 1-year hiatus from the Mustang coaching staff. Lusinger will start their first possession of the night from their own 25-yard line. Shotgun formation. Carr completes it out to his left, and that is to number 26, Aloha. Good for a Olympian first down. Shotgun formation. Carr back to pass and throws it incomplete towards his right. That was intended for Jones. Thorman's guard on the coverage for the Mustangs. Trips right. Shotgun formation. Rashawn Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side this time. And it looks like the receiver caught it. Are they going to give it to him, or is he out of bounds? Let's see what the officials come up with on that one. That was a great catch. Nonetheless, however, it is going to be incomplete. The receiver was not able to get a foot in bounds. Trips right, shotgun. Carr is going to hand the ball off this time to the back, and that's number 26, Aloha again. Stopped by number 7, Richard Kick by the Mustangs, bringing up a 4th down situation for the Olympians on their first possession of the evening. Olympians offense stays out on the field. 4 receiver set. Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side, and it looks like it is intercepted. There, Charlie Kohler came up with the ball. However, they're calling it a reception by the Lusinger receiver. I can't even believe that one. A questionable call by the officials, to say the least, will give the Lusinger Olympians a first down in Mustang territory at the Mustang 47-yard line. Carr again hands the ball off to Aloha, and he is stopped after a 5-yard gain. However, there was a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is going to be here. It is going to be a holding versus the Olympians. So that will push them back into Lusinger territory. We have a trips right shotgun formation. Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side, and his man is covered, but there is going to be a pass interference call. However, versus the Mustangs, as Charlie Kohler was not able to get his head turned around in time. So that will give the Lusinger Olympians a first down into Mustang territory now. Ball is going to be marked at the Mustang 41-yard line. As the referee goes over to the Olympian sideline. Appears to be some confusion on the play as he discusses discusses it with Lusinger head coach Thomas Barnes. We see Ray Lee getting ready to call in his defensive play. Trips right. Single back formation. This time Carr is under center. He's back to pass and he's throwing it deep down the left-hand side. And Jackson Fisher was all alone there. There was a penalty flag that came in. I can't believe that would be against Fisher. Didn't appear to be any contact as the Lusinger Olympian receiver appeared to slip on the grass about 10 yards before the ball got to him. Let's see what the call is going to be on the play. And it's going to be against the Mustangs. Coach Morrow is definitely not happy with that call. As we get ready to get back to live action. Shotgun formation. Carr hands the ball off to Aloha again. And this time he's going to be stopped in the backfield by a herd of Mustangs led by number 30, senior David Bogdanowicz. Great penetration on the play by Bogdanowicz to tackle the back several yards deep into his own backfield. Shotgun formation. Flag on the play. It looks like that is going to be a false start versus the Olympians. So that will march them 5 yards back. Second down and about 20 to go for the Olympians. 4 receivers set. Shotgun formation. Carr takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side this time. And that is out of the hands of number 1 for the Olympians. We do not have a name on the roster for number 1. Timeout on the field. Lusinger driving here, courtesy of a few questionable calls by the officials. Reminds me of the Palos Verdes game where there was quite a few questionable calls. Trips right. 5 receivers set. Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side. He has himself a man, and he has himself a touchdown to number 9. Again, number 9 is not in the program. However, he is in the end zone for the Olympians. Olympians going to try for a 2-point conversion. The ball is handed off to Aloha, and he looks like is going to be stopped short of the end zone. So the Mustangs hold on the 2-point conversion try.
7-6,
And the Mustangs lead is trimmed down to 1. Mustangs 7, Lusinger 6 here in the first quarter. A low liner taken about the 15-yard line by Cale Marsh. He's going to get past the 30, where the Mustangs will begin this drive. This is the Mustangs' second drive of the evening. First resulted in a touchdown. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his left. And this time, Thomas Southey appeared to slip on the grass and was unable to come up with that reception for the Mustangs. 4 receivers set, shotgun. Lusinger showing blitz. Here comes the blitz by the Olympians. It's picked up well by the Mustangs, and that ball is incomplete. Bringing up a second down and 10 situation, rather a 3rd down and 10 situation for the Mustangs. Trips right shotgun. Whitney fakes the handoff to Carlisle. He's going to throw it out to his right, and this time the ball is intercepted by number 22, Brown, for the Olympians. So Lusinger comes up with a big turnover here in the first quarter. Penalty flag is on the play. Let's see what the call is going to be. The penalty is going to go against Lusinger on the return after the interception. So the Olympians will retain possession with 4 minutes and 29 seconds. Trips right shotgun. Carr is going to hand the ball off again to Aloha. Makes a nifty move. Is able to get past a couple blitzing Mustangs. Pick up a couple yards before getting stopped by number 22, Josh Best. So that will bring up a 2nd and 7. Carr is scrambling. He's going to take it himself. He's still on his feet. He's running free past the Mustang 40-yard line, where he'll go out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. Great run there by Rashawn Carr. When the pocket broke down, he was able to scramble for a huge gain. Trips right shotgun. Carr's going to hand the ball off to Aloha again, and he is tackled in the backfield by Richard Kick and Jagger Tavai. Kick had him around the ankles, and then Jagger Tavai finished him off for a loss on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 situation. Trips right shotgun. Carr takes the snap, he fakes the handoff, and that ball is nearly intercepted by number 21, Zane Thormasgaard. Zane had nothing but green grass ahead of him if he was able to pull that one in. However, it was a good defensive play, nonetheless, knocking the ball free. 5 receiver set, Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the middle, and this time that ball is going to be intercepted by number 14, Jaden McDonald, E-I-E-I-O. McDonald with a huge interception after Brown for the Olympians got an interception for the Olympians. So the Mustangs will take over here as we see another replay of this one. As again, it's a 5 receiver set, and Carr had that delayed blitz in his face, and McDonald just read the play perfectly, hauling in the catch and getting the turnover for the Mustang defense. Coach Ray Lee definitely has to be happy with his defense's performance so far. Handoff goes up the middle to Carlisle, who is able to shimmy past a couple defenders and pick up about 7 yards, good for a 2nd down and 3 situation. 4 receiver set. Whitney throws it out to his right and completes it to Marsh for a short gain. Good enough for a Mustang 1st down. Trips right shotgun. Whitney takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the left-hand side, intended for number 16, Thomas Southey. Ball was overthrown, and that will set up a 2nd down and 10 situation here for the Mustangs as the first quarter winds down. Tight 4 receiver set. Running back in motion into a 5 receiver set as Whitney rolls to his right, throws to his right, and that ball is incomplete. That's the first time we've seen that from the Mustangs this season. The Mustangs motioning out of a 4 receiver set with a single back into a 5 receiver set, no back formation. The pass is now completed to the left to Thomas Southey, who is unable to get past the Lusinger defenders, and that will bring up a 4th down situation. Rather, it looks like he did gain enough for the first down. Thomas made sure he was just past the sticks when he set up for that catch. Pistol formation, the handoff goes to Carlisle, who is stopped in the backfield. Great play by the Lusinger defensive line led by number 11, Marcus Jackson. 2nd and 11 for the Mustangs. Trips right formation, Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his left and complete it to the senior Jackson Fisher for a short gain. And that will do it for the first quarter of play. Your Mustangs lead the Olympians 7-6. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is what Lusinger alum has won an NBA MVP? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to the Maricosta High School football players group page on Facebook. First person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. The person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. So what was a very competitive first quarter, surprisingly, the Olympians are holding their territory here in Lawndale as they only trail the Mustangs by a single point as we start the second quarter of action. Whitney throwing it deep down the middle, and he nearly had his man Cale Marsh in stride just out of the fingertip range of the sophomore. That will bring up a 4th down situation. Thomas Southey on the punt for the Mustangs. And that's going to get a good Mustang bounce and roll out of bounds right about the Lusinger 30-yard line, where the Olympians will start their first possession of the second quarter. Carr back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle and complete it to number 12, Timothy Jones. The junior wide receiver pulls it in, sets up a 2nd down and about 1 situation for the Olympians. Olympians looking to take the lead versus the Mustangs, a heavy favorite in tonight's contest. Carr takes the snap. He's going to throw it out to his back, Aloha, and Aloha is going to get past the 40-yard line. However, there was a holding versus the Olympians on the play, so that will march them back. What would have been good enough for a first down is now going to be a 2nd down and about 13 for the Olympians. 4 receiver set, Mustangs showing blitz, and there is a penalty on the play. That is going to be a false start versus the Olympians. So they'll march them 5 yards back further. So what was a promising 2nd and 1 situation has now all of a sudden become a 2nd and about 18. And the Olympians are going to call timeout here in the second quarter to discuss this play, as they were driving up until those penalties have stymied this drive. With 10 minutes and 12 seconds to go here in the first half, Lusinger is looking to take the lead versus the Mustangs in what is a very competitive game to start. Trips right, 5 receiver set, Mustangs showing blitz once again. And here comes the blitz, and Carr throws it deep down the right-hand side. He didn't have enough time for his receiver to get open, bringing up a 3rd and very long situation. Again, 5 receiver set, empty back formation. Trips to the right. Carr takes the snap. Here comes the blitz again, and This time Carr is able to complete it to his right.
Pass caught by number 8, John Vanisi.
That's Vancy, who gets near to the 40, back to where the original line of scrimmage was on second down, bringing up a 4th down and 1 situation. Losing her offense is still out on the field. However, there is going to be a false start versus the Olympians. Last week, the Mustangs jumped a couple times in the similar situation. This time they don't, and they benefit from the call. The kick is blocked by Kohler. A big bounce into the air, into the end zone, where it's recovered by number 21, Zane Thormasgaard, for the Mustangs. A huge turn of events here as the losing Olympians drive, which was promising, just got stalled by several penalties. And then the blocked punt. Great job by Kohler here as we see a replay. He is able to go untouched, lay out, get the block, and then Thormasgaard picks it up off the one bounce and is able to dive into the end zone. His second fumble recovery for a touchdown this season. Of course, the first one was versus Mayfair in week 3 during the Mustangs' first win of the season. The snap is high, the kick is up, and that is good. So the Mustangs take a 14-6 lead here in the second quarter. Thomas Southey set to kick off once again for the Mustangs. It's amazing how fast momentum can change as the Mustangs benefit from a couple penalties by the Olympians, forcing them to punt, and then the punt coverage team is able to get the block by Kohler and the touchdown recovery by Thormasgaard. Empty back formation, 5 receivers set for the Olympians. Carr back to pass, penalty flag on the play, and again another false start. So the last drive was stalled by several penalties against Lusinger, and this drive is starting off with one setting up the Olympians behind the chains. 1st down and 15, empty back formation, a trips right shotgun. Carr back to pass, he's going to throw it out to his right, and he's going to complete it, but met immediately is the receiver by number 31, Charlie Kohler. That was Timothy Jones on the reception. Wasn't able to get much yardage. Picked up about 4, however, but like I said, he was stopped immediately. Mustangs showing blitz. Here comes the blitz by the Mustangs. And that ball is going to be intercepted by number 14, Jaden McDonald, who reached back with his right hand, pulled off a one-handed catch, and then stiff-armed his way into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown. E-I-E-I-O. Let's take another look at this play as the Mustangs show blitz and come with 2 blitzing backs as number 14, Jaden McDonald, possibly makes the catch of the season, a one-handed interception, and then with his other hand is able to do a stiff arm at about the 3-yard line to get into the end zone for a Mustang touchdown. That definitely has to be a contender for play of the year by the Mustangs, as McDonald made an absolutely incredible interception and then finished it off with a great stiff arm to get into the end zone. So all of a sudden, what was looking to be the losing Olympians trying to take a lead versus the Mustangs, now the Mustangs lead 21-6 after a couple turnovers that, the block punt that was recovered in the end zone for a touchdown, followed by an interception return by a touchdown, has really changed this game all around in just a couple plays. Penalty flag on the field. That's going to be a personal foul versus the Mustangs. So that will give the Olympians good field position to start off this drive, trying to rebound after a couple mistakes, some sloppy play with a ton of penalties on the last two drives. Empty back formation, trips left. Carr and shotgun, he's back to pass. He's going to scramble out, roll out to his left, throw it. Incomplete. Kohler on the coverage for the Mustangs. 2nd and 10 for the Olympians. 4-receiver set. The handoff goes up the middle to Ola. And Ola is able to pick up a few yards. Thormasgaard and Dunlap in on that stop for the Mustangs. Trips left shotgun. Handoff goes again to Ola. And Ola is going to pick up a good chunk of yardage. However, there was a penalty on the play. Let's see what the call is going to be. And it is going to be a holding call versus the Olympians. So again, the Olympians are shooting themselves in the foot with all these penalties in these last three drives. It's going to bring a 3rd down and long situation. 4-receiver set, man in motion into a trips right formation. Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and that is incomplete. The receiver was absolutely blanketed by number 2, senior Jackson Fisher. Tutukau had no chance at that ball for the Olympians. And there's going to be a timeout on the field as the losing Olympians will call timeout with 4th down and 12 to go, trying to figure out what to do here versus the Mustangs with 6 minutes and 7 seconds. The Olympians are struggling to get out of their own way, and the Olympian offense will stay out on the field. Carr back to pass. He is going to scramble, and he is going to get wrapped up and thrown back. Lawrence was initially in on the stop, and then Weaver finished him off. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. I don't know about that call. With 4th and about 12 to go, if they punt in that situation, it would have pinned the Mustangs deep in their own territory. However, the Mustangs will take over possession here in Losinger territory at the Losinger 37-yard line. Mustangs in a trips right formation. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it right over the middle, complete it to number 7, Richard Kick. Richard Kick has definitely picked up the slack so far this evening, with number 9, Danny Millay, sidelined for this game. The 2nd game in a row that Millay has missed. Man in motion for the Mustangs. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his left, and that's to the man in motion, Jackson Fisher. Picks up a nice little gainer on the play there. For a Mustang 1st down. Trips right shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his right. Completed again to Jackson Fisher, who makes a couple nifty moves and makes a couple Losinger Olympian defenders miss and picks up a 1st down for the Mustangs. Wow, he faked out those defenders on that play. Looked like he was going to get stopped short of the 1st down, but was able to pick it up. Man in motion from left to right. Whitney is going to he's going to take it himself. No, he's going to throw it to the end zone. Incomplete. I thought Whitney was going to take it himself there, but he saw a receiver breaking open at the last second and thought he could get it to him, but just over the fingertips, bringing up a second and goal situation. Trips left shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, and diving into the end zone for a touchdown is number 11, Kian Tofigi. Touchdown, Mustangs. Let's take another look at this play, as Tofigi is the middleman in the trips left formation. Looks like he's going to run an out pattern, but then stops short and catches the ball right in the middle of the field, dives into the end zone for yet another Mustangs touchdown. Southie in for the extra point. That is up high and good. And now the Mustangs all of a sudden have taken a commanding 28-6 lead here in the second quarter. Kickoff is going to be returned by Amos past the 30-yard line to about the 31-yard line, where the Olympians will take over possession. The last three possessions for the Olympians have gone nowhere. The Mustang defense has been assisted by some penalties by the Olympians, as Lusinger will come out in an empty back 5-receiver set. Carr rolling slightly to his right and completing the ball to his right to number 9. Again, number 9 is not in our program, but he did catch the ball in bounds for the Olympians. Four-receiver set for Lusinger. Carr back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his right once again. Sliding and catching the ball this time is number 7, Eric Amos. Setting up a 3rd and about 5 situation here for the Olympians as the clock winds down in the second quarter. Lusinger and shotgun. Carr rolls to his right, throws it again to Amos. It looks like it was complete along the sidelines. Good enough for a Olympian first down. Four-receiver set, Mustangs showing blitz, and Carr completes it again to the left or right-hand side. This time to number 9, where he's tackled immediately by Jackson Fisher. Lusinger offense starting to gain some momentum on this drive with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Four-receiver set. Lusinger and shotgun, and this time Carr hands it off to Aloha, and Aloha is not going to get much yardage as he's stopped by number 63, Hank Dunlap, and that's going to set up a 3rd down situation. Carr rolls to his right, throws it to his right, completes it to number 9, and number 9 is just drilled out of bounds by Jackson Fisher. Setting up another 4th down situation here for the Olympians. Olympian offense does stay out on the field now, nothing to lose, as we see yet another false start versus the Olympians. Thomas Barnes cannot be happy with his team's execution so far this contest, as the punt team does come out now for the Olympians, as it is 4th and 11. Last time the punt team was out, it gave up a touchdown. This time the punter is able to get the ball off, and the ball is returned by number 7, Richard Kick. Looks like past the Mustang 30-yard line, where the Mustangs will take over at their own 35. And the ball is completed on the right-hand side to number 16, Thomas Southey. Mustangs trying to get some points up here late in the second quarter. Trips left shotgun. Single back formation for the Mustangs. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle and complete it again to number 7, Richard Kick. Again, that was always Danny Malay's pattern, and Kick has definitely done an admirable job filling in for the injured Malay. Timeout on the field. 1st and 10 Mustangs with 36 seconds to go. 4 receiver set. Whitney back to pass. And making a diving catch on the right-hand side is number 2, Jackson Fisher. That will give the Mustangs the ball at the losing or 39-yard line. Time out on the field. An incredible catch there by Jackson Fisher. Let's take another look at this play, as Fisher made an inside cut and then dove to the outside and made an all-out vertical reception and hauled it in for the Mustangs. Trips left shotgun. Whitney back to pass. Throws it over the middle and just overthrew Kian Tofigi. If that ball was 1 yard lower, Tofigi would have been able to walk into the end zone. And this time, Whitney completes it over the middle again to number 7, Richard Kick. Kick is getting quite dirty, as that middle of the field is all dirt, and that's where he's been making all these receptions the last couple drives. 15 seconds to go in the first half. Trips right formation for the Mustangs. Whitney looking. He's looking to his right, throws it to his right, completes it to number 2, Jackson Fisher. Mustangs trying to hurry up on the line. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to get the ball off. Let's see if they were able to do so. And there's going to be a false start versus the Mustangs. And that will do it for the first half of play. Mustangs lead the Olympians 28-6. Tonight's trivia question, brought to you by Skechers, is what Losinger alum has won an NBA MVP? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to the Maricosta High School football players group page. First person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a pair of shoes, courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. Fans, I'd like to remind you the 11th annual Skechers Peer-to-Peer Friendship Walk will be on Sunday, October 27th at 10 p.m. at the Manhattan Beach Pier. This is a great time for you to catch up with some old friends, meet some new friends, and support a good cause. As the Mustangs are getting ready here to start the second half of play, Southeast set to kick off. It's a high end-over-ender taken about the goal line by number 7, Amos, and he is trying to get out and around the left end, and he does. Picks up nice yardage on the return for the Olympians. They will start this possession, the first possession of the second half, at their own 30-yard line. Trips right shotgun. Carr is going to hand the ball off to Aloha, and Aloha is still chugging forward. Great run there by number 26 for the Olympians. Salamone Aloha, the junior running back, was carrying defenders, and one of those defenders was actually holding on to Aloha's face mask. And the best run of the night for the Olympians by far, and tack on the additional yardage as the Olympians are now all of a sudden near midfield. Trips right shotgun, and the handoff goes again up the middle. This time it's to Tuatau. Tuatau still on his feet and is going to be knocked out near the 10-yard line. So 2 huge runs there by the Olympian offense with help of the Mustangs. Face mask has put them deep into Mustang territory. This time Tuatau is going to be stopped in the backfield, wrapped up there, first of all, by number 30, David Bogdanovich. And that will bring up a 2nd and goal from about the 6 here, as Lusinger has come out on the ground and trying to establish the running attack here in the second half. And Tutuatau is going to get the handoff again, and he's going to be wrapped up by a herd of Mustangs. Kick, Bogdanowitz, amongst others, in on the stop for the Mustangs. It's going to be a 3rd down and goal situation here at about the 6-yard line for the Olympians as they look to get back into this contest. And this time, Carr fakes the handoff. He rolls out to his right and looks like he is going to be sacked, but the referee is calling an incomplete pass. If anything, that should have been an intentional grounding, as there was no receiver set. He basically spiked the ball into the ground as he was getting thrown down. Again, another questionable call by the officials, as Coach Morrow is looking for an explanation from the referee. Coach Morrow definitely not pleased with that explanation. I don't know what the referee could have said his reasoning was on that call. However, it will bring up a 4th down, and the Lusinger offense will stay out on the field. The back goes out in motion. Carr's going to throw it over the middle. He's going to complete it. Rather, it is going to be incomplete. The receiver had the ball near the goal line, but dropped it as he hit the ground. So the Mustangs will take over deep in their own territory. The handoff goes to number 8, Bryce Carlisle. Bryce has had to take all the carries for the Mustangs this evening, as Cage Gagan and Ryan Moreno are sidelined for tonight's contest, as Carlisle takes the ball again up the middle, picks up a nice little gainer before he's stopped by the Lusinger defense, and that will bring up a 3rd down and about 3 to go. And this time Whitney finds number 7, Richard Kick, over the middle. It appears he might have enough for the 1st down.
1st and 10 there.
And indeed he does, as Richard got just beyond the chains, set up, and was able to haul in that 1st down conversion for the Mustangs. Pistol formation, Whitney fakes the handoff. A bit of a broken play there by the Mustangs, as Whitney dives forward for about a loss of about a half a yard on that play. Actually, it was a loss of more like 3 yards. Man in motion. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, complete it to number 7, Richard Kick, who's out in front, slips on the grass. Again, we've seen this all evening, probably about 3 or 4 times so far, slipping on the grass, as the Mustangs, remember, played the majority of their game on that artificial turf. And that grass field, if you don't have the right cleats, can be quite slippery, as we have seen so far this evening, as several Mustangs and several Olympians so far have slipped. Shotgun formation, the handoff goes to Carlisle. He is going nowhere. He is met by 4 Olympians in the backfield. Bryce was thrown back. Trips right, shotgun formation. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his left. Complete it to Thomas Southey, who is able to break a tackle. Let's see if he got enough for the 1st down. It's going to be close. Looks like he might be short about a half a yard or so on the play. Indeed, he is short. Offset left power I formation. The handoff goes to Carlisle, and Carlisle fights forward. Looks like he might be short of the first down also for the Mustangs, bringing up a fourth down situation, 4th and 1. Let's see what Coach Morrow wants to do here. He is going to go for it, an offset left power I formation. Whitney's going to hand the ball off to Carlisle once again. I do not think he got it, as there was good penetration by the Losinger defensive line and a great stop by Losinger. Penalty flag on the field. The referee appeared to be counting the Losinger players. And indeed, there was 12 players on the field for the Olympians. So that will again march them back 5 yards to start this drive. Aloha gets the handoff up the middle, and he keeps chugging forward. After contact, he gained probably another 2 or 3 yards, just keeping those legs going. Got back to the original line of scrimmage, bringing up a 2nd down and 10 situation. Shotgun formation. Carr hands the ball off, this time to Tuakau. And Tuakau
8-yard gain.
Tuatau gets a big gain, just shy of the first down. Going to be a 3rd down and inches situation, as this time Carr's going to take it on the sneak. He should have enough yardage for the first down. And he does, as the Olympians pick up the first down, ball on the Losinger 40-yard line, as the Olympians are looking to get back into this contest, trailing 28-6. Shotgun formation. The handoff goes to Tuatau again, and this time he's wrapped up by Tavai. He picked up a few yards on the play, setting up a 2nd down and about 7, as the freshman Jagger Tavai wrapped him up and will come off
Tackled by number 56.
the field
Tavai.
for this play. Shotgun formation. Throw goes to the left and is complete to Amos right about the 50-yard line. That's going to bring up what will be a 3rd and about 2 situation here for the Olympians, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of play. Mustangs lead the Olympians 28-6. Tonight's trivia question is, what Losinger alum has won an NBA MVP? To answer tonight's trivia question, log on to the Maricosta High School Football Players group page on Facebook. First person to answer the question correctly will receive a point. Person with the most points will, at the end of the season, will receive a pair of shoes courtesy of longtime Mustang football sponsor Skechers. Again, fans, I'd like to remind you that you can join me and my family on Sunday, October 27th at 10 a.m. at the Manhattan Beach Pier for the 11th annual Skechers Peer-to-Peer Friendship Walk. Penalty flag on the play, and it appears to be yet another false start versus the Olympians. So just when the Olympians start getting some momentum on offense, they again shoot themselves in the foot by committing an unnecessary penalty. Tuatau on the carry for the Olympians. He's wrapped up by number 63, senior Hank Dunlap. Maybe picked up a yard or so on the carry for the Olympians. 4th down again. Olympians going for it. Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side. Amos is looking for a penalty. It appeared that Jackson Fisher did hold, and the penalty will go against the Mustangs. The flag was in the backfield, however, as the call will be a roughing the passer call versus the Mustangs, which will give Lusinger a first down. However, I thought Jackson Fisher was holding, but the official along the sideline did not see it. However, Lusinger did pick up a huge chunk of yardage on the roughing the passer call. And this time, Carr throws it deep down the middle, intended for Fancy. Number 8 for the Olympians appears to be shaken up a little bit as he walks off on his own power. We'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 situation here for the Olympians. Shotgun formation, the handoff goes again to Tuatau, and Tuatau is driving forward into Mustang territory to about the 20-yard line of the Mustangs, picking up a first down for the Olympians. And Tuatau will get the carry again, goes around the right-hand side and gets into the end zone for a Lusinger touchdown. So the Lusinger offense, led on the ground by Tuatau and Aloha in the second half, has been quite effective, as the Olympians will once again go for the 2-point conversion. The handoff goes to Tuatau, and he's able to convert the 2-point conversion for the Olympians. So now the Mustang lead is 28-14. Lusinger set to kick off, and it is an onside squibber that is going to be recovered by number 22, Josh Best, for the Mustangs. Mustangs will have great field position to start off this drive, as we see Cage Gagan and Danny Millay on the sideline. Hopefully we'll see them soon for the Mustangs. Trips right shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to the left, completed to Thomas Southey, who gets a nice gain after he made the catch into Lusinger territory at about the 35-yard line. 1st and 10 Mustangs. Mustangs looking to run out the clock. Trips right shotgun, penalty on the play. Let's see what the call is going to be this time. Perhaps a false start versus the Mustang. And the referee will wave off this call. It's going to be a 4-receiver set, as we saw Coach Morrow signaling in the 4-receiver set for the Mustang offense. Shotgun formation, Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle and complete it to number 7, Richard Kick, who again gets hit hard by 2 Lusinger defenders, but holds on for a Mustang first down. Richard Kick has definitely filled in admirably for number 9, Danny Millay, catching those tough inside routes for the Mustangs this game. Man in motion into a trips left formation. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his right, and drilled as the ball was coming in was number 8, Bryce Carlisle, who was able to pop right back up, but he took a huge hit on that play. Let's see what the call is going to be. It appeared to be a defenseless receiver, as The losing or defender just came in high right before the ball was getting there. Let's see what the officials are going to call on this as they do discuss the call. Let's see what the referee is going to call here. It is going to be a personal foul versus Lusinger. So that's going to give the Mustangs a first down here, pistol formation. And Jackson Fisher is in at quarterback. He fakes the handoff, takes it himself. The Mustangs offense has been quite effective in that short yardage plays when Fisher has come in at quarterback. Whitney back in for the Mustangs, man in motion from left to right into a trips right formation. Ball is low snap and Whitney is able to dive on it for about a yard loss.
Offside Lusinger.
Mustangs are able to keep possession here as they're driving in the fourth quarter trying to put away the Olympians. Second and goal from about the 2-yard line or so. Whitney back to pass. He throws it to the left, diving back and making a great catch is Thomas Southey in the end zone for a Mustangs touchdown. Let's take another look at this play. As we have seen Thomas Southey run this little out pattern in the end zone all season long, this time the ball is thrown behind him and he's able to recover and dive backwards and make a great catch for the Mustangs touchdown. Southey on to kick the extra point for the Mustangs. That is up high straight and it is good. So the Mustangs extend their lead to 35-14 over the Olympians. Southey on for the kickoff here for the Mustangs. And that ball is a high end over ender going to be taken at about the 10-yard line. And that's number 7 Amos with the return. He will get past the 20 to about the 25-yard line where the Olympians will take over here in the fourth quarter. Shotgun formation. Carr back to pass. He's going to throw it out to his left and complete it to number 12, Jones, where he's taken down by Kohler and a bunch of other Mustang defenders on that play. Second down, shotgun formation. Mustangs showing blitz. Here comes Weaver on the delayed blitz, and that ball is going to be intercepted by number 2, Jackson Fisher, who will get to about the 50-yard line on the return. A couple penalty flags on the play. It appeared the penalty might have come after the interception. Let's take another look at this play for the Mustangs, as the Mustangs again showed that delayed blitz, and then the ball is perfectly read all the way by number 2, Jackson Fisher, who is able to make the interception and then get a little return on the play near the 50-yard line. Let's see what the call on the field is going to be. It is going to be a penalty versus the Mustangs. Two penalties versus the Mustangs. And unsportsmanlike conduct being the big penalty, and that will start the Mustangs in their own territory, as Fisher will swing it out to his left and complete it to a little running back screen to number 8, Bryce Carlisle.
Pass caught by number 8.
Bryce is able to pick up a couple yards on the play. Second down, trips right formation. Whitney rolling to his right, throwing to his right, and completing it again to number 7, Richard Kick. Richard Kick has had a huge game for the
Number
Mustangs,
7, Richard Kick.
filling in for the injured Malay. Trips left, shotgun. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it to his left, complete it again to Richard Kick, and he's met immediately by number 45, Espala. Espala for the Olympians with the tackle. Mustangs picked up a yard on the play, 4 receiver set. Whitney back to pass. He's going to throw it over the middle, complete it to number 7, Richard Kick, who is hit hard, holds on for the first down. Big hit taken by number 7, Richard Kick, but he holds on to the ball and picks up the first down for the Mustangs. 4 receiver set. Whitney's throwing it deep down the sideline. Had a man wide open, but just overthrew his receiver, Cale Marsh. Cale had about 10 yards on the next losing your defender. 2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Trips left. Pass is incomplete, intended for Thomas Southey. Penalty flag on the play. Again, the officials discussing the call. Let's see what the referee is going to call. It's going to be pass interference against the Olympians. That will give the Mustangs a first down at about the 15-yard line as the ball is handed off up the middle to Carlisle. He'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage on that play. 2nd down and 10 situation here for the Mustangs. Timeout on the field. The Mustangs lead the Olympians 35-14 with 3:51 to go. Whitney back to pass. He throws it over the middle, completes it this time to Kian Tofigi. Tofigi with a nice catch, and that will pick up yet another first down at about the losing or 15-yard line. Shotgun formation. The handoff goes to Carlisle. He makes a couple nice moves, gets a couple nice blocks, and picks up about 6 yards on the play. Second down and 2. Carlisle was actually able to pick up about 8 yards on the play. Handoff goes to Carlisle once again, fighting forward up the middle to about the 2, maybe the 1-yard line. Bryce has done a great job running the ball all night as another timeout on the field with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. Offset right, pistol formation, pistol eye formation. Handoff goes to Carlisle, and he gets into the end zone untouched. Great job by the Mustang line blocking for number 8, Bryce Carlisle. Let's take another look at this play. Rather, let's go to the extra point as Thomas Southey comes on to kick the extra point for the Mustangs, and that is up high, straight, and it is good. So the Mustangs extend their lead to 42-14 versus the Losinger Olympians. Ball is free. That's a live ball on the ground, and that's Aloha picking it up, and he's still on his feet, still carrying defenders for a great return up to the Losinger 47-yard line, carrying Mustangs. So with 1:49 left, Losinger will take over. The pass goes out to Tuatau, and he is able to pick up maybe a yard on the play. Clock still is going to run. 2nd down, maybe 9.5 yards to go, as Losinger is looking to go into a hurry-up offense here. Trips right shotgun. Carr back to pass. He throws it out to Tuatau again. This time on his right side, and he's going to be thrown back for what I believe will be a loss on the play. It's going to be third down situation here for the Olympians, and it did appear that Tuatau gained a yard on the play, as this time Carr is going to go deep down the right-hand side, and that ball is going to be complete to Amos, and Amos might have said something to the official as the penalty flag came right out. Let's see what the call is going to be, because the official appeared to throw the penalty flag right after Amos made the catch, and it appeared that he did say something to the official, which caused him to throw the flag. Penalty is against Lusinger, marching them back. Carr back to pass, and he's going to throw it out to his left, incomplete. Intended for number 14, Roger Gordon. Trips left, shotgun formation. Empty back set. Carr back to pass. He's throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and that's going to be incomplete, broken up by number 2, Jackson Fisher. So the Mustangs will go to 2-1 on league, and the Olympians will fall to 0-3. As Carr is back to pass, he throws it deep down the right-hand side. Again, Fisher on the coverage. Amos had no chance at that play. 10 seconds to go. Carr back to pass. Throwing it deep down the right-hand side, and again, that's incomplete. Appears there might be a penalty on the play, and it's going to be pass interference versus the Mustangs. So the Olympians should get one more play here in this contest. Five receivers set for Lusinger. Carr back to pass. He's going to throw it deep down the right-hand side, and that is going to be intercepted by number 2, Jackson Fisher, his second of the night. He will slide down, and that will do it. The Mustangs will be victorious here at Lusinger, 42-14. Their league record will now go to 2-1. With victories over Peninsula and Lusinger, and that one loss versus Palos Verdes. Hopefully the Mustangs will get some help along the way with one of their Bay League foes taking down the Sea Kings, and hopefully the Mustangs will run the table and get a share of that Bay League title. Up next for the Mustangs is at home versus Centennial, and then following that game will be the final game of the regular season, At the Wall versus Redondo. So the Mustangs are still alive in the Bay League title race, and they just got to keep winning out, and hopefully someone will take down the Palos Verdes Sea Kings. We'll see you next week at the Wall.
We played hard. Our line played really well. We stopped them pretty much every drive, and other than a couple lucky plays, I think we did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah, I think we played great on defense, especially coming out of last week. Discipline was definitely the emphasis on D, and I think we did a great job. No offsides, I believe, so that was definitely the emphasis. We were playing hard. Shouldn't go uphill from here. Just keep on playing harder, keep on playing faster.
We just came out. We were trying to run the ball. Got a quick touchdown on the first drive, and then from there the passing game opened up, and I don't know. The rest is the rest.
I knew coming in, we had to create a good, strong run game going, as well as the pass. So I know I had to make an emphasis. We had two of our backs out, Cage and Reno. So I know I had to make a big impact today and stay in the game.